Oh, hello. This is I think the second video on Theravada misogyny, or to use a street term, Buddhism's hatred of women. Or, yeah, that's quite blunt enough. This is following on from the previous video, and again, I really want to applaud the good work by Ajahn Brahms in Australia, Ajahn Sujato in New Zealand, and also there's another senior monk, a Western monk. I'll limit this conversation to Western monks. There's numerous Asian monks who are liberal and who don't discriminate against women, but I'll limit this tape to talking about Western monks. The third Western monk that I'm aware of is Mahatera Damiko in Singapore. So I really want to applaud the good work that especially these three monks have done, and also their supporters in raising the issues of women's rights and equality. So what I'd like to mention in this video is it's just a simple thing, but actually it's quite deep if one thinks about it. Right, the other video I talked about the Mahamuni statue, which to be blunt is the pride and joy of all Burma. It was transported from Bangladesh into Arakan, and then from Arakan into Burma. I've kind of studied about the history of the Mahamuni for a few years, but women can't touch it. Right, so what's this all about? Women are not allowed to touch Mahamuni statue. The obvious message is that if a woman, you see what you think, this is what I think. The obvious message behind a sign that says men only, women do not touch the statue, which is the kind of message that they have in Burmese language, men only, and especially if a woman is menstruating, my god, she better stay away. So to me, the loud and clear message from this is a woman's touch will defile the sacred object. A woman's touch is inherently unclean. To me, personally speaking, that's the loud and clear message that's coming out of here. Is that women are fundamentally unclean, and a woman's touch can defile a holy object. It's not only in Burma that women are barred from many holy sites throughout. I don't know about Sri Lanka. I've never. Well, I did live in Sri Lanka for a short time, but I didn't travel around. But in Thailand, I know it's common that women are denied entry to holy places. Uh, so it's kind of. I just want to say I had. To me, the loud and clear message behind this thing about women not allowed is women are not allowed because you're unclean. I mean, what other explanation can there be? There's, I suggest a leading academic told me that when academics study academic works, one of the principles that they follow is that what is not said is often more important than what is said. So I'll repeat: what is not said is often more important than what is said. And it's blatantly obvious that the Western Theravada monks have not been talking about gender discrimination against women. They've been silent, apart from these three monks, Ajahn Brahms, Ajahn Sujato, and Mahatera Damika. The rest of the Western Sangha has been guilty by its silence. In a court of law, I think it's called willful ignorance, like willfully turning the other eye. So I'm suggesting that apart from these three monks, that the Western Sangha as a whole, as a body, as a group, has been turning a blind eye to the hatred for women that comes out of Theravada countries. I mean, another small thing which I'd like to raise. Within the Ajahn Chah tradition in Thailand, northeast Thailand, the monks are not, even if a woman offers food to a monk, and the woman is in no danger of sexually touching the monk, so the monk only has to reach out and accept the bowl or the plate or however it's offered. But in the temples, they're not even allowed to do that. The women are viewed as, I presume the women are viewed as so dangerous that what happens is the monk will put a cloth, and then the monk holds one end of the cloth, and the offending woman even though she's given food that the monk needs for his survival, she's allowed to respectfully place the plate on the cloth, so there's absolutely no danger of her arousing the monk by physical contact. Now, what's that all about? If it's not extreme gender hatred, what is it? And if you look at many of the common practices within Theravada Buddhism, what's coming out loud and clear is that women are inferior, women are unclean, and if the female form touches this object, then the object is deemed unclean. There are even some monks in Thailand. One time I was stroking a dog when I was a monk, and the monk said, "Oh, you can't do that. It's a female dog. You can't touch a female dog." I'll give you another incident. I've been involved in trying to help the Burmese community the last few years, and one Burmese woman, she done something that so inspired me that I followed the Burmese tradition of falling to the ground, putting my knees on the ground and actually bowing to her, showing respect. In Burma they say that's not worshipping, it's showing respect. They do it to those who they respect. But when one Burmese man seen me doing this, his response was, "Oh no, stand up, get up, get up. She's a woman, men can't do that to women." And if you look at, if you just read all these small signs, the strong and clear message that's coming out of Theravada countries is women are unclean, women are inferior. And I suggest the Western monks have been going along with this. They've been giving out the same message by their silence, and I think we need to. Well, I'll be honest. I mean, to be honest, it might not make me popular, but I'll say we should name and shame. We really need to name and shame this unacceptable practice of discrimination against women. I'm just going to look at my clock. Hold on. Sorry about that. Yes, I've got 3 more minutes. Oh. There's lots of signs about gender discrimination through. I mean, anyone who's been to Asia and denies that there is hatred of women, anyone who's been to Buddhist countries in Asia. Well, I don't know about Tibet, to be honest with you. I've never been there, but I've been to Japan, Sri Lanka, Malaysia, Singapore. I've been to a few countries, and there's obvious gender discrimination. There might be some countries where it's not, but definitely there's a few traditions in the West, which is Buddhist traditions, which have sprung out of Asian traditions, and these Asian traditions strongly incorporate discrimination against women. There's even in Japanese, there's a saying, I don't know what it is, but it translates as women only, and it's a big part of certain schools of Japanese Buddhism, and it applies to many aspects of Japanese culture. And the Zen practitioners, along with the Theravada practitioners in the West, we're not challenging this gender discrimination. So I flag up this issue, and I might post other videos, but to me it is quite shocking that only 3 senior Theravada monks have raised the issue of discrimination against women. So I want to end. I started this video by applauding, and I'm going to end it by applauding. I applaud and support the good work of Ajahn Brahms in Australia. I applaud and support the good work of Ajahn Sujato in New Zealand, and I applaud and support the good work of Ajahn Mahatera Dhammika in Singapore. Okay.